You wanted the picks? You got the picks. The hottest picks in the world.
Welcome to another Dana White's Contender Series Week 10 matchup. And before we start, I want to say that this one was the one that I've had the most fun breaking down the tape from the regional fights from these two guys, because they have had some wild fights. One guy more so than the other one, and I'll get into that in a moment. But so you know what we're talking about. We got Jack Jenkins coming in at 9-2, taking on Freddy Linares, I believe is how you say that, coming in at 8-1. So this fight is interesting to me because both guys fight with a very different style. Jack Jenkins has a very measured, patient approach. As I mentioned here, he's patient in his approach. That's good in most fights. Linares, on the other hand, doesn't believe in defense whatsoever, and he's 100% offense all of the time. So this fight is going to be very interesting because will that 100% offense all of the time pay off, or will the patient, more measured approach kind of help him get the win, as he's not getting hit as often as someone who just does not care about defense whatsoever? And I say that because his fights have shown that he does not care about defense. So if you haven't watched any of his fights on the regional scene, Linares, please go watch them. They are wild. They are nuts. I'm going to start with this guy just because he's super exciting. I'm a fan of this guy now. 100% offense. I'm not kidding. Okay, he throws a ton of volume, comes forward just slinging 100%. Okay, all like one strike after another, does not stop unless you make him stop. He is explosive in the grappling exchanges. He will toss people on their head. He will pick them up, slam them, turn them around, flip them over, whatever. Tons of it. But he also gets hit a ton. Guy just walks through punches. His head will snap to the side, and he just keeps coming forward. Super strong chin, obviously, because 8-1, clearly he's not doing too bad. That one loss, though, I believe was a doctor's stoppage, which makes sense because this guy probably just kept going forward until the doctor said, whoa, let's call it there. I did not find that fight online for whatever reason. I did watch all of his other fights, I believe, but I did not find that loss. I could not find that. I don't know why. It was not available to me. Maybe it's where I'm located. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I couldn't find the one loss. But I did watch the rest. With that, the guy is vicious and does not falter in his cardio. It just keeps going. You've heard of guys weaponizing their pace. This guy weaponizes pace like nobody I've ever seen. He doesn't ever look tired. You'll see him in the third round of a fight that he's been throwing punches nonstop, or like grappling nonstop, throwing guys nonstop. And he still looks as fresh as he did at the start of the fight. And he just keeps going. So he can weaponize his pace very well. But like I said, as far as winning minutes, he does get hit. So it really depends on what the judges are looking at here, whether he's winning minutes or not. He will finish guys just by overwhelming them and exhausting them into just complete and utter domination towards the end of a fight. And he's done that in quite a few times, actually, in his more recent fights as well. So the dude's vicious with his approach, super good cardio, really strong chin, but he just eats punches when he comes through because he's throwing his own and does not care about blocking anything. So that's what we got there. Now, on the other side, for Jack Jenkins, we have the opposite approach. Really measured, strong in his takedown defense, good at getting back up, using his heavy leg kicks to really slow down his opponent. Doesn't throw a ton of volume, but it's not bad. It's not like he's just standing there looking at people for the whole fight. But doesn't throw volume in the way that you would find on the other side of Linares here. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I don't know. But anyway, it's good. He's got a good measured approach, good top pressure if he gets on top. The problem that he does have is both of his losses are due to submissions. So he does give up the sub in his losses against some higher level grapplers. Those were earlier on a bit in his career, so he seems to have been able to fix that problem. He hasn't been getting taken down as much, and he has been able to get back up in these fights. So for me, this is going to be a battle of one guy just trying to turn this into a battle of cardio and pacing, whereas the other guy is going to try and slow things down and turn this into a more technical, skill for skill fight. It's tough to pick this one. And I know that if you look at like the Tapology votes or whatever, it doesn't look tough to pick this one. I swear a lot of those people did not watch the tape on Linares here, because this guy is very, very hard to pick against. But at the same time, I do think Jenkins is the more well-rounded fighter. I'd leave this one off the card. I'm going to say that now. I would not bet on this fight. if you must bet on this fight, obviously, if you're one of those people that has to parlay the whole card, I know a lot of people do that for Dana White's Contender Series. It makes sense. It's fun. It's only 5 fights. You can get wild, and if it hits, it's great. Okay, I understand. If you're doing that, I would say Jenkins is probably the safer bet because he's not going to get hit as much, probably, because he does use defense. However, there's a chance that we get to the end of the second round or the third round, and the fight's starting to wind down in most fights. And in this fight, only one fighter's starting to wind down. The other guy is still going at 100% because that dude eats nothing but Energizer batteries for breakfast or something. I don't know. Linares is going to keep coming forward this whole fight until you stop him. Do I think Jenkins can stop him? Maybe. Those leg kicks are really heavy, could slow him down. He does have some decent striking, able to land those shots, and obviously somebody's not blocking those shots, so here we go on that. So for me, I think Jenkins is a better pick, but not by much. And I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, and they're going to think it's a landslide for Jenkins. I don't think so. I really don't. I'm leaving this one off my card. I would leave it off my card if I was you. But it should be one heck of a fight. This is one. Put your feet up on the coffee table, crack open a couple of root beers, have yourself a nice little time watching this exciting fight, because that's what you're going to get here is an exciting fight. If this one's boring, I will be so surprised. For me, this fight's got to be the most fun one of the night. So, like I said, I'll pick Jenkins for the sake of a pick. I don't think it's a good pick. I think this fight is way too close to pick and have any confidence in it whatsoever. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you've watched their tape, if you haven't, go back and watch this guy's regional fights because, my goodness, they are fun to watch. He just goes. I'm a fan of his now. I don't know. I probably find myself rooting for him in this fight. Whether I think he's going to win or not, the guy's just exciting. I think in the UFC level, he's going to have some exciting fights. Whether or not he wins them, who knows? But, I mean, the guy's fun to watch. So, but let me know what you think in the comments. Go back and watch this guy's fights. If you have a strong opinion one way or the other, I would love to hear it. But if not, just like the video for me. I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. We've still got a couple more for Dana White's Contender Series Week 10. And I'm looking forward to them, as I'm sure you are.